Hiya David, great to see you again yesterday. Great progress in your first lesson. First of all, we discussed what was apparent in every good goal swing, and if we view it first of all from down the line, one of the things we discussed was the fact that in all good goal swings, three things are happening. Once the player is set up to it in an appropriate manner, the arms swing, the body turns, and the weight shifts. If we then view that from face on, and go through it again, arm swing, body turns, weight shifts. Once we watched you hit a few shots, we discovered that one of the things you were trying to do was keep your head very still. That was compromising the movement of your body and the movement of your weight. Once we got you working on that, we ended up with the basic action that we see here on the top left. We see that during your swing, you're making the three basic movements. As we said, your setup's adequate. You could do with loosening the grip pressure off. We joked about relaxing it to an 8 out of 10 as opposed to a 13 out of 10. Once you relax that grip pressure, you started to see a much more consistent movement. As we can see there, we get the arms swinging, we get the body turning, and we get the weight shifting. One of the things we do see, however, with yourself and a lot of beginners is an increase in the spine angle as they're coming into the hitting area. See there, some of the colleagues would then say that the head's lifting, and what's actually happening is it isn't the head that's lifting, the head's just attached to the body, it's got to go up. It's actually the spine angle that is altering. And one of the reasons that happens is because beginners tend to want to throw the club head at the golf ball. So from this position here at the top, just take you back to the top of your backswing. The key thought for most beginners is to get the club back to the ball as quick as possible. What we see here with better players is actually the opposite occurs. From the top of the backswing, the hands get to the ball much sooner than the club head. The club head is actually the last thing that gets to the ball, and at impact we arrive in a position where the shaft of the golf club is leaning towards the target. So in other words, that player is trying to drive the ball forward rather than trying to help it up. Remember what we said during your lesson, you cannot actually get underneath the golf ball. All you can ever do is drive down on the back of it. So we've got to have an appropriate setup. In your case, it was relaxing the grip pressure and just flexing the knees a little bit. We then want to encourage the three basic key movements in the golf swing. Swing the arms, turn the body, shift the weight. For you to do that, you need to finish on the toe end of your right foot. The key swing area that you've got to work on is improving your impact position. And what we use for that is a simple drill where you put the club up against the edge of your mat. You push against the edge of the mat initially. You can see there that emphasises the leaning of the shaft towards the target, as we see with the player above you. And then you work the club gently up the back of the mat to emphasise the shifting of the weight. So you can see there from a setup position, lean the club forward. There's your impact position, one of your only opportunities to actually feel impact accurately. And then as you come through, you can see there no attempt to scoop. Shaft leans, comes through, no attempt to scoop. That gives the impression you're trying to drive that ball forward. When you did get this right, you saw marked improvement in both your distance and your trajectory. The accuracy will come with time. The more you practice, the more balls you hit, the more accurate you will hit that golf ball in relation to your target. Good luck with it. See you again on the 12th of October, and say hello to everybody when you see them. Well done.